Hi Fatma, my name is Ellen. I'll be correcting this essay for you today. Let's take a look at what you wrote. It's the essay about ex-prisoners and if they're the best people to talk to youngsters. So let's see what you said here. Some criminals turn into good people after they serve their sentences. They can be the best ones to tell teenagers about the consequences of committing a crime. I agree that prisoners can share with adolescents what mistakes they have done and what consequences they have faced. Okay. This was all right. I mean, grammatically, it was fine. You didn't make any mistakes. Although I have to tell you that it didn't really flow. You expressed your opinion, and that's good. So you said they are the best ones, and that's really good because you understood that it has this kind of comparison here, and you used it, and that was quite nice. Let's see. What I wanted, though, was better linking between your ideas. So let me see if I can show you what I mean. Some criminals turn into good people after they serve their sentences. For this reason, they can be the best people to tell teenagers about the consequences of committing a crime. Now, because you've already expressed in these sentences your opinion, you don't really need to say this, okay? I agree that prisoners can share what mistakes they have made and the consequences they have faced. You don't have to say it because you've already said that for this reason they can be the best ones to tell teenagers about the consequences of committing a crime. What you could say instead is, this essay will express my viewpoint using examples and evidence to support my opinion. You could say that, and that would make more sense here. Okay? So let's continue. One aspect that criminals can discuss with teenagers is that they share. One aspect that criminals can discuss with teenagers is, you have some extra words here, is that they can share. Let me try it one more time. You've got some extra words, and so I'm having difficulty seeing what needs to come out. One aspect, how about this? One theme that criminals can discuss with teenagers is how they feel about their mistakes and how these mistakes, I don't understand this. What does that mean, malfunction the society? That's not clear. If they hurt someone, they also hurt the family and the friends of that person. Okay. Okay, so and how these how these mistakes affect the society. If they hurt someone, they also hurt the family and the friends of that person. When they get into jail, they suffer from their conscience, knowing that they have acted immorally. Okay? They will regret what they have done and how they have damaged society. There is no relief when you know that you have done something wrong. Therefore, teenagers can observe a solid example of how our conscience makes us feel terrible after wrongdoing. Okay. I felt like you really talked a lot about this sense of guilt and these feelings that prisoners feel. But I don't really feel like a lot of this was on topic. Remember that you're trying to convince us why criminals are the best people for this job. Okay, so if you're talking about how they hurt the family and the friends of that person, if you're talking about how they suffer because they've done something immoral, this is not proving your point. Okay, so it's almost as if you're arguing a different topic. And so I'd like to see that done a little differently. Let's see what you wrote again. One aspect that criminals can discuss with teenagers is how they feel about their mistakes and how these mistakes affect the society. Okay, what you want to prove here is that no one else can do this the way prisoners can, because they have had firsthand experience watching the suffering in the eyes of the people they have harmed. They can express this information better to teenagers than any other person can. Okay, using words and emotions that teenagers will appreciate. So this is how you need to express this idea. Again, using this idea of comparison. They can do this better than anyone else. No one else can do this as well as prisoners can. This kind of language needs to be included, and you need to have support that's really close, more closely linked to this idea. Let's keep going. The other point is that criminals also share the consequences of committing a crime with teenagers. After they are done with their punishments, it is not easy to reintegrate into society. They will lose the support of society. Okay, what I want you to do here is combine these ideas a little better so you don't have this little short sentence and then this repeat of vocabulary. So what you could have done instead is, after they are done with their punishment, it is not easy to reintegrate into society as they have lost its support. Okay? They may struggle to find a job due to the privileges of employers. I don't like that word privileges, it doesn't work here. Maybe you mean the prejudices of employers. Teenagers can imagine how hard it is to delete a bad reputation and build a good life. Okay, again, show me this idea about how no one else can do this the way ex-prisoners can, that they're really the best, the most appropriate, the only people who can do such sort of influencing of the young people. So you have to put this in here. In conclusion, I believe that criminals are solid examples to demonstrate how destructive committing a crime is, both for society and prisoners. It is a better way to deter teenagers from crimes rather than theoretically mentioning the outcomes of crimes. Now, here you did it. Here you had this kind of sense of comparison with this rather than, and so I like that. But I wanted to see that carried through the essay more, from the beginning to the end. So I'm seeing some nice things in your essays. A lot of the grammar was fine. You had some nice vocabulary, even though sometimes it was awkward. So basically, Fatma, I'd like to see more work from you. I'd like to continue working together if you found this feedback helpful, that is. So let's see how we can continue to work together. You'll get some links in your email showing you the different ways that you have to work with us. So I definitely encourage you to sign up to one of the packages you'll find. And I hope we can see more of your essays. Okay, so thanks so much for writing in and good luck.